International Airlines Flight 752 was late. Scheduled to depart at 5:15 a.m. en route to Kiev, some 2,300 kilometers away, the sleepy passengers, who'd likely telling him she was worried about war in the region. She had no idea what was coming, but war was likely on a lot of minds.
On and on they came, one missile after another.
Only 4 hours earlier, Iranian missiles were hitting 2 bases in Iraq, housing U.S. and coalition forces. Nerves in the region were raw. The toll of missile strikes not yet known. The FAA had just started to issue warnings about the airspace around Iran and Iraq. Some airlines had already heeded it. But Tehran's airport was still in operation. This is what the skies looked like as Flight 752 was taking off. A few planes over Iran, but not many. The flight tracker shows while the official flight time was recorded as just under 4 minutes, almost half of that was spent taxiing. It only spent 2 minutes airborne. It reached 2,400 meters, 8,000 feet, no indication of the flight path becoming less steep as you might see with an engine failure. A failure of fire was an early theory. We're a long way from knowing the truth. And then, nothing. No more coordinates broadcast. The few clues lying in the grainy footage of the last moments of the flight. A flash, a fire, and a fall. The pilot, it seems, could not or did not communicate with air traffic controllers in the last moments. One witness maintains the pilot appeared to steer the plane towards a soccer field instead of a residential area. By 6:16 a.m. it was done, a fiery, scattered tangle in a debris field several kilometers wide. These aerial pictures from a state-run news agency just after sunrise, about an hour after the crash. By 12:30 Tehran time, just after 4 a.m. Eastern, the passenger manifest was released, and a chill ran through this country. A disaster so far away, cutting so close. All those Canadians, all those people with connections to this country, including the 28-year-old member of the Ukrainian flight crew. I believe I can touch the sky, her Instagram bio reads. Her time in Toronto chronicled with joy just weeks ago. Another trip in the works.